Alright, it is Monday, March 10th, and this is the 11th episode of Beyond the Gates. I wanted to do a quick review. Don't be afraid to hit the like button, share, and subscribe for future reviews. I will put a disclaimer that starting this week, I will not be doing reviews every day. I'll probably do reviews every couple episodes, at least 2 reviews a week, or I'll do a review on episodes that stood out to me this week. So just putting it out there, because doing it every day could feel a bit tedious, but I do believe each week we'll have a couple breakout episodes. And I do think this initial episode of this week will set the tone for future episodes of uh, this week. So let's start off with um, Danny being arrested, and you know, the family, of course, went with her as Jacob processed it. Um, and of course, she gave a little photo shoot because might as well, I guess, if you're getting arrested, make it a model shoot. She was a model, but I guess she figured, oh well, go out with a bang. Luckily for Danny, she didn't get to sleep in his cell because Haley popped up and was the voice of reason and encouraged Bill to drop the charges because she's starting to feel like he still has feelings for her. And I think that could be true, emotionally speaking. Um, but he went on and did it because, of course, he's going to try to prove, they're recently married. He's going to try to prove, hey, I don't want her, I want you. So I'm glad Haley did that. I also think throughout this episode, she was showing growth and she's starting to put pieces together. I'm starting to see a change in her and realizing things, and she's becoming more assertive. So this is going to be interesting to see how her character plays out as weeks continue, because already there's fragments in her marriage to Bill. And we also saw Bill and Martin have a confrontation, even though Bill knows Martin's secret, right? Martin wasn't afraid to confront him about his disrespect, and luckily nothing escalated, but that was interesting to watch. We also saw, Martin and Smitty's awkward exchange. It seems like every time Smitty tries to say something to Martin, he's tense and he's argumentative, and excuse me, it just seems like maybe Martin didn't really want to marry Smitty, but it was an arranged marriage. It gives me that vibe, because every time Smitty tries to be the voice of reason, he's dismissive or he's tense, and it's very annoying to see. But I do think the storyline of why they got married will be revealed in time. Um, let's see. Also, I forgot to add, I liked what Vernon said in the beginning of the episode, how, he fought for civil rights, and he talked about how handcuffs were used as a tool to make African Americans feel powerless, and which I agree. And he told Danny, you still have your dignity. So I thought that was really nice that he said that, and there's a lot of truth to that. We also saw Eva and Andre, engaged with each other at the bar. I will admit, I do think they have chemistry, and I think they look cute together. I actually would like to see how things go between them. It'll give him a nice distraction away from erratic Danny, who's just, she's still emotionally invested in Bill. So she's actually emotionally unavailable. And Ashley, well, clearly, she's in a relationship, so, she's also not available. So, I think he's getting tired, even though he's the player, he's getting tired of being played. So I think Eva will be a different pace for him. And I think he might end up liking Eva, for who she is. And so I want to see how things turn out. It was also awkward when he went to the table with Derek and Ashley, and Derek is like, not this guy again. And, he was just talking to Ashley, and I thought that was rude, because you see they're together, and you're not talking to both of them, and you're just pinpointing Ashley. So it's just an awkward, uncomfortable vibe. Then he, when he was leaving the bar, he looked back and saw they were kissing, and you could tell he didn't like that. So it's gonna be interesting, if that love triangle happens this season. But I'm actually here for Eva and Andre, if that plays out. And let me see, because I'm saving the big one for last, so I'm trying to get all the other ones out. Naomi and Jacob. So, this may not be, this might be a controversial take, because I haven't watched other review videos yet. But I don't like how Naomi has treated Jacob. That's his job. Yes, Danny didn't kill anyone, but she had the intention to kill. And she already knew what he was about before she married him. You know what I mean? I love that Anita told her that, like, you knew what you were getting into, and basically don't be too harsh on Jacob. And I agree, but Naomi's taking it too extreme. And, my critique with Naomi, she's definitely the level-headed sister, but I think she comes off too self-righteous, and I think that could be a detriment in her relationships. Like, I understand with her father, but even that to a degree, like, not saying she has to get over it, but at some point she has to accept it. She doesn't have to be close to her father, and I understand it, but especially with her husband Jacob, who's been good to her. They've had a good relationship. He even said, we don't go to bed upset at each other. So for you to switch up like that because you're upset he arrested your mom, when you, like he said, how volatile your mom, and she does, because she moved out at a young age to create her life because she couldn't deal with her mom. So, I understand being slighted, because it's like, okay, you're arresting my mom, but I understand why. And I understand that my father has something to do with it. But to make a whole big scene and, say you have to sleep on the couch and, pushing him away. Like, don't do that, Naomi. Don't do that. Like, don't ruin your good marriage over this. This is trivial. And I think that Jacob may start to look the other way. That's what I think. I think they're setting this up. So that's my theory. He might start talking to somebody else. So we'll see. Now, I'm going to end this with the banger of the episode. And, I may have forgot to talk about certain other things, but to me they weren't important to discuss. So let's talk about Nicole, Dr. Nicole, and Dana. Leslie, I guess she now says she's Sharon. I will say Nicole is very good at her job as a therapist and calming her down and getting her to get off that rooftop. However, Sharon switched her story from her husband died to, oh, he left me. They went to her office, and it seems like she was, just trying to get revenge, which is true, but of course Nicole doesn't know it's her husband. So I think she did a great job with how she was able to calm her, and Dana realizing that she would look crazy trying to kill Nicole because Nicole is harmless. I think she started to realize that. However, when Ted got a hold of her, the conversation was interesting. He admitted they had an affair. And at that moment, I did feel bad for Nicole because Nicole has been such a good wife to Ted. They seem to be, have a good relationship. And I felt bad because, she dopes on her husband. And it's like, when did this affair happen? Maybe in the beginning of their marriage, maybe. I'm thinking it's been a while. Maybe when they were more busy and they didn't see each other as much. And so, he wanted a little companionship. But I just felt bad. I'm like, once Nicole finds out. But we might see another side of Nicole, how she reacts to it. So it's going to be interesting. But I think this definitely added a different layer to Ted, like, oh, he has another side, and how he came back. I guess she goes by Sharon now. It was interesting. And he admitted to paying her off, and he was like, hey, how much do you want to shut her up, basically, again. And she said no, she wants respect. So I'm like, oh no, this is going to be a mess. And I could tell when Ted talked to Nicole after, he was trying to get information about their conversation, but of course, because I study psychology, yeah, you're not supposed to, confidentiality is important, so we can't share information about clients. So, but he just wants to get rid of her, I could tell. So it's going to be interesting how they're going to get rid of Dana. And the other interesting part was the conversation between Eva and Dana, and how, she was just like, and shook by maybe not her mom now. And the reason why I say Dana Leslie, all these names, it's not her mom, because on the phone she called her Leslie. But then again, I thought about, she did say in public she is Leslie, so maybe she's doing that. But that could also be a double entree, like, oh, maybe Leslie isn't her mom. I don't know. This is weird. But at least, like, I knew all along, it is confirmed they did have an affair, her and Ted, Dana and Ted. But she could be her mom. I'm just, I don't know. You know how sometimes these shows go. But, she seemed bothered by Dana's behavior, and I don't blame her. It's very erratic. And she was also surprised that she made a new name instead of sticking to Leslie. So I could tell that Eva has respect for Ted, so I don't think she likes that Dana is doing all this. But, this Monday's episode was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was suspenseful. Before I end, I guess I could talk about Doug a little. So it seems like he made a reckless move by gambling with Joey's money, the guy who saved him. But, it's a tit for tat thing. He wants to get rid of Doug, as he told Randy in the last episode. But it looks like he won a little money and gave it to Randy because he owed Randy. And then he decided, he's going to take his, risk his luck and still gamble with Joey's money. And I think he should stop, because I feel like he may not get lucky with getting it back. So that's another interesting dynamic. But thank you again for listening to my review. Can't wait for tomorrow's episode. And again, the reviews may not come every day, but throughout the week, the standout episodes I am reviewing. So thank you again.